It was Spock in the bathroom next to the candlesticks with the film.
Treksploration.
Welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we have a very special guest. He has brain cells for many science reasons, and he's known for his diction. It's Seán Ferrick. How you doing, Seán?
I'm good. I feel like I should be doing the best Maxwell Saint impression right now.
Right.
Should I play with my quiff? What little there is of it, should I play with my quiff?
There was a lot of smoldering from him in this episode, wasn't there?
A lot of mewing.
I love Paul Wesley. Thank you so much, Seán, for joining us. I'm excited to have you. Big fan, been following Trek culture for a long time.
Thank you so much. No, honestly, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so grateful that you asked me. Thank you very, very much. Also, you're looking fabulous in your uniform.
Oh, thank you. Sans glitter. I ran out. Glitter emergency. Next time I'll have glitter. I apologize. All right. Today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 4, A Space Adventure Hour. No star date as far as I know. Original air date today, July 31st, 2025. Written by Dana Horgan, and
how about Dana
Lane.
Horgan?
Yeah, feel free to correct me. I'm not good with names.
Maybe Dana Horgan.
Dana Horgan. Directed by the one, the only Jonathan Frakes.
Frakes going, huh? This is only one for the season, or is this just one of a couple?
Well, we don't have the back five yet, so don't know. Usually does at least one, sometimes two, right, Seán? What do you say?
Yeah, yes, because he definitely did one. He did the crossover last year, so maybe it's just
those old scientists.
God, I love that episode. God, I love that. Yeah. Anyone who watched the ups and downs might not know this, but I actually quite liked that episode. I think it's still on the record.
You know, when you're a critic, you got to call it like you see it, and sometimes downs are downs. You can't avoid it, or what are you doing, right?
That's what it is. I'm trying to think what is the record for downs. I'm gonna have to think about that. What is the record number of downs?
Did you review too short a season yet? That might be the one.
I haven't reviewed. Do you know what? Okay. I don't want to go on a tangent, but I kind of have.
Oh, we love tangents here.
Sort of. Okay, good. Okay, because too short a season. I mean, like, first of all, it introduces that absolutely awesome Admiral's uniform, which I love. Which I was so sad. It's basically only in season 1 of The Next Generation. And Mark Jameson, bless his little cotton socks, like. No one can tell me that man wasn't giving 110% in every single scene that he was in. Did it work? Who's to say? But he was giving it everything he had. And it's funny because it's the only time Star Trek's ever done a rapid aging story ever.
Oh, yes, yeah. And such a realistic one, too.
The makeup just wasn't there yet.
God bless them.
I think they did better in the original series with the toilet paper and liquid latex.
There's some like Miri, like that's out the gate. That's a freaky looking episode. Never mind getting to the deadly years, which I love that they vaguely copied and pasted for a natural selection. But listen, decisions were made in TNG's early seasons. And it was a great Pulaski episode.
Yeah, love Pulaski.
And we need more of those. I can't wait till
really
we get to season 2, Albie. We've only gone through most of season 1 at this point.
Yeah, we're almost done with season 1. It's exciting.
I can't wait to get onto the Pulaski love bandwagon because I think she's unfairly maligned. I think Pulaski's a great character.
Yeah, well, everybody, including me, was hurt that Beverly wasn't on there anymore. So, Sean, traveling around the world, huh? You're in, what, Denver now? Dublin normally, right? Or around Dublin area, right?
So home is Wexford in Ireland. So it's about 2 hours south of Dublin.
Okay.
You're right. I am currently in Denver with my partner ahead of we are traveling to the convention in Vegas next week. Ooh. So we're traveling in on the 5th. So should be fun. Should be. Okay. Everyone out there who knows Ireland's climate is going to know how much I'm going to struggle when we get to Vegas because... Like a good day in Ireland, Celsius now, so I'm not sure how this translates to Fahrenheit, but a good day is about 15 degrees Celsius, right? So, you know, Vegas is about 40 plus degrees Celsius. If you're looking for me in Vegas, I'm the smoking pile of ashes on the ground. That'll be me.
I was able to find you last year. I got a picture with you in the bar by the elevators. So that was fun. It was very nice to meet you. You were so kind to me, and I appreciate that.
No, thank you. Are you going this year?
I was trying, but we just couldn't make it work. So hopefully next year.
Okay. I touched wood, fingers crossed. I should be there next year because, of course, we want to be there for the 60th.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. Yeah, last year I was just it was a last minute thing, and I was like, I got the days, I got the money, I'm going. I only made 2 days, but I stayed in the hotel the whole time, and it was great.
That is brilliant. It's good crack. It's intense, but in a good way.
I can't wait to experience it.
So many people just that love the same thing and love each other. Everybody was so kind.
Maybe great. We should make it a point to go as a show next year, Albie.
Yeah. Okay. Let's plan it.
I support this.
Sean, I have a question before we start the episode. I followed Trek culture a long time, and I don't think I've ever heard your Star Trek origin story. How did you become a Trekkie?
Thank you for asking. It's a kind of a simple story, and my dad sometimes gets freaked out by it because I always blame Dad. It's Dad's fault because he decided it was a good idea to show a 2-year-old Star Trek, and that's how I became a Trekkie. So straight, because he was a Trekkie himself when the original series was airing, and then when the Next Generation started airing, because I was born 1 year after Next Gen premiered. So, yep. I like to tell people, like, I was alive for the Final Frontier. Yes, I was born 88. But my memory only starts kicking in around, like, I vaguely remember the later seasons. I kind of remember episodes like Genesis. I'm not entirely sure Dad let me watch Sub Rosa. I
love Sub
Where did my obsession with candles begin? I love it. I think it's such an unfairly maligned episode. Yes, absolutely. So it's Dad. It's 100%. It's Dad. Dad got me into Star Trek. I've been a fan, so I can remember.
Did you see they're releasing the Sub Rosa action figure coming up?
Yes, I did.
I'm so excited.
I have actually. So this is the mental thing. My job is mental, right? And the reason it's mental is that I am so lucky. I get to speak to some lovely people who made Star Trek, who are in Star Trek. And once upon a time, I got to have a chat with Duncan Regeer. And he started the interview by going, I believe the fans refer to me as Sex Candle.
That's not a bad nickname. It really isn't.
We're sitting here 30 years later discussing that episode. So, I mean, that's you go. Like,
we've all seen Fantastic Four, right? That's what we did today, Serenity and I.
Yes.
We watched Fantastic Four in IMAX 3D. I saw you did, Sean.
I haven't seen it, so no spoilers.
Okay, no spoilers.
I hear it's pretty fantastic, and there are 4 main characters, and then maybe a villain.
Well, actually 6. It's the Fantastic Six, I think. Or is that a spoiler? I'm not sure.
It's pretty funny that this is like the 5th Fantastic Four movie that we've seen come out. So I'm pretty sure I got the broad strokes.
Yeah, I think they did it really good this time, though. I'd approve.
I am definitely thumbs up.
Oh, cool. Are you going to go see Wizard of Oz while you're in Vegas?
We did look at it, but I
it's in that
think
big
it
dome.
might be a little outside the budget at the moment.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's like a plane ticket's worth just to watch a movie. But they did a lot of work on it. But maybe eventually it'll come down. Maybe by next year when I go. I'll drag Chris kicking and screaming into its.
Oh no! I was just gonna say, please, Sean, please be there so that you can go with Albie to see The Wizard of Oz and spare me, please.
I dragged him to Back to the Future the musical, and he said he wasn't going to like it, and then he saw it 2 more times without me. And I tried to drag him to Wicked when me and my daughter were in New York to see Wicked, but he didn't come with us.
I tried. I waited in the reserve line for free seats to come up, and I gave the 2 seats that came up rather than split them up to 2 ladies that had come in from Jersey. I was being a gentleman, really.
You were happy though. You had an excuse, I think.
That is gentlemanly. I'm going to say that is gentlemanly.
Thank you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, Albie.
Thank you. Okay, Chris. Before we start talking about this episode, could you give us one of your lovely episode recaps?
I would be happy to give you this episode recap of Season 3, Episode 4, Strange New Worlds, A Space Adventure Hour. We open on what appears to be a low-budget, poorly written, poorly acted sci-fi show with James Kirk, Chappell, and Ortegas playing the main characters. It is obvious from the music cues, sound effects, costumes, and Paul Wesley's overblown imitation of William Shatner that they are lampooning the original series, complete with a false open for a show called The Last Frontier. What gives? Things get back to normal with La'an, Pike, and Una in conference. The Enterprise is on a fairly routine mission to study a neutron star, and while they do so, La'an is given a special assignment. Starfleet wants to test the effectiveness of a new technology called a recreation room, or holodeck for short, as a tool for R&R and stress relief on long space missions. La'an's task? Get into this holodeck and push it to the limits and see how well it works. La'an's next stop is Spock's quarters. Spock has been helping her calibrate the new tech along with Scotty, but all of this is a pretext to give Spock and La'an an excuse to do some more sultry tangoing. And that's when La'an figures out how she will test the holodeck. She commands Scotty to access all books featuring La'an's favorite girlhood detective, Amelia Moon, then tells the computer to create a holo mystery so difficult that she will have trouble solving it. BT dubs, Scotty says, the only way to get the level of detail needed to create believable holo characters is to use the biosignatures from the transporter logs, so all the NPCs will look like members of the crew. And isn't there some kind of ethical consideration to be discussed here? Also, the program is going to be drawing massive amounts of energy from ship systems, but Scotty is positive that he can keep it under control. And on this not ominous at all setup, La'an decks herself out in some truly hideous Amelia Moon cosplay and hits the deck, so to speak. What follows is what we were all expecting. Your stock GN, DN, holodeck gone wrong plot, in which all of our familiar characters are recreated as characters in a 60s era Hollywood murder mystery involving the cast and crew of a show called The Last Frontier. And oh, that's what they were showing at the top of the episode. The failsafes fail, the holodeck is commandeering power from all ship systems, La'an is in actual mortal danger, and the program can't be shut down until she solves the mystery. Oh, and of course, the neutron star is acting up, throwing dangerous radiation at the Enterprise. Erica is sprung from administrative jail to fly them out of danger, which she can do at the last minute because Scotty manages to wrangle just enough power away from the holodeck to give the ship maneuvering capabilities. Neutron star crisis averted, La'an solves the mystery, which, for reasons, involved a fake Spock, and says the holodeck worked like gangbusters, and we can mitigate any future danger to the ship by providing it with an isolated, dedicated power source. Poppycock, says Pike, rip it out, and make sure nobody else ever talks about this tech for about 90 years, and don't give them any of that dedicated power source nonsense either, or Dorothy and David will have nothing to write about, capiche? Capiche, sir. Capiche, sir, La'an says, and goes back to do more dirty dancing with Spock. Only fake Holo Spock has somehow made her realize how much she trusts and likes non-Holo Spock, and they totally make out. Fade to black amidst whistles and catcalls from the studio audience. This time on Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Woo! Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. That one was easy to write.
First impressions.
I got a lot to say about this one. Sean, as you're the guest, let's get your first impressions of Space Adventure Hour.
Everyone looked like they were having a really fun time. And I enjoyed watching that. I did not love this episode. So I think I expected expected to like it a lot more than I ended up liking it. I thought, and wrong, right, I might be wrong for expecting it. I thought we were going to get comedy a bit closer to Those Old Scientists, which is a bit more kind of slapstick. And I just kind of thought it was taking itself a little bit seriously for what should have been an Agatha Christie murder mystery. So I kind of have a bit of a... There's bits I loved in this episode. Bits I thought was so funny. I think Christina Chong, far and away, absolutely brilliant. It's between herself and Martin Quinn, also lovely. Between the two of them for almost shared VIP of the episode. VIP, most important player. My brain is mush. I have many important brain cells that I need.
For science reasons.
For science reasons. But there was something about it that I just don't think it all kind of came together maybe as much as it should have. That's my first impression. What did you think yourselves?
All right, I'll go. I loved it. It's always fun with Frakes. There was things in it that bumped me. First thing was probably I knew who did it the whole time, and it was glaringly obvious for anyone who watches any other episodes of television ever, I think, including holodeck episodes. I mean, how many holodeck episodes were we tricked until we don't get tricked anymore? So that was a big thing. It was a murder mystery that was not a mystery. But I love the fun. I love the sets. I love the camp. And I loved the sexiness in the episode. So I want to talk about that later. Chris, first impressions.
I'm so glad that Sean kind of broke the ice on this, because I didn't know, did I need to be on good behavior tonight, Albie? I mean, we got a big star on the show. I didn't want to come out the gate being negative, but I'm much in the same vein as Sean here. Remember when we were doing the review of the trailers that came out last week? We did it on Sunday, a few days ago now. And I said that in response to like Paul Giamatti whistling the theme song somehow, and you're like, no, now it's canon. I don't understand what that, I'm still trying to figure out what that means. But
I'm a Trek apologist.
The whole self-referential thing tends to be a bit of a trap for me. And this opens up with a show that is clearly not just an homage to the original series, but kind of a swipe at it. It's not really celebrating it. It's making fun of it. So that threw me off right there. And Wesley doing all the mewing, and it was really like sea-level comedian imitation of William Shatner rather than channeling William Shatner, in my opinion. Anyway, that bumped me right away. And then all of a sudden we have a holodeck, and it's like a TNG holodeck. It doesn't even look like Quark's holodeck or a proto holodeck. And anyway, it suffers from, I think, Wedding Bell Blues syndrome here. So we can get into that. I think you know what I mean by that, but stuff that we've seen on Star Trek done before. And I think I like this episode better when it was called Our Man Bashir. So anyway, I mean, that's a lot for first impressions. I just feel like I was kind of busting at this one because, like Sean, I seriously wanted to love this episode. And I liked a lot of what they were trying to do. But I feel like it went the wrong direction in a few different ways. That being said, I liked a lot about it.
Yeah. I found enough to like about it that I focus on that kind of stuff. But yeah, there was some bumps along the way. Chris, let people know how they can comment and get to know us and stuff.
Yes, please do. If you're out there watching, before we go into grave hollow danger, reach out, tell us what you think of this episode. You can do so right here on the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@Treksploration. Go into the comments below. We'd also love you to come and check us out on our Patreon site. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you'll find levels of membership. You can also send us anything to our P.O. Box, P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. And you can always support the show through PayPal. There's a QR code that Albie pops up on the screen. Scan the QR code and give us a bump. Tell us what you think and support the show if you can. You can also just support it by liking and sharing. And we want to thank all of you who support it now, especially our lifetime member, the Omnipotent Willard.
The Omnipotent Willard!
Thank you. I was waiting. And our crew of intrepid Trekksplorers. That includes our cadets, Listen Linda and Rick Tetro, our Lieutenant Commander, Scott Seligman, and Cosplay Dad, sorry, Tom, and our Captain Charles from Texas, Captain on the Bridge. Thank you so much for everyone who likes, subscribes, supports, and shares. We do it for you. We do it for fun. We do it so we get to talk to Seán Ferrick. So who's better than us? Yeah. So.
Oh, please, my asking fee isn't that high.
Yeah.
we got him while we could still afford him. Thanks, guys.
Don't worry. I promise you, everyone out there, you can afford me.
So we do have some feedback, but maybe we'll get into that a little bit later after the main discussion,
we'll get into
right,
that
Albie?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's get into the main discussion. We'll let Seán start it off. Let's talk about this episode. Thoughts?
Thoughts. Okay, so I want to obviously start with the stuff I really, really liked. And I want to say straight away, no problem with there being a holodeck. Absolutely none, because Recreation Room works for me. It's just, it plays enough in the established canon that it absolutely works for me. And I mean, I was watching it because I kind of went through my feels when I saw the trailer, and I went, right, let's be honest, it looks like that because that's what a large amount of the audience think a holodeck looks like. That's why it looks like that. So I kind of went, I think when we did the trailer breakdown, I kind of went, yeah, just make it a box. Do you know what I mean? Like, just do the Recreation Room. So I kind of processed that then. And now I kind of giggle about, okay, Frakes is directing what is effectively elementary Dear Data in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And I also have, for a large part, I have no problem really with kind of reused tropes, because Star Trek has done that so many times. I've literally no issue with any of that. Everyone is giving it socks in this episode. Like, Christina Chong is obviously having a ball playing Amelia Moon. Do you know who's actually brilliant at this is Celia Rose Gooding. I really like her Joni Gloss, because I've now met agents like that. Like, she is absolutely perfectly channeling those kind of, I will do everything up to and including hiding a body for my clients. So I thought she nailed that so well. And there's little bits of this as well that really pay off you knowing your Star Trek history. Like, Sonny Lupino is clearly a thinly veiled Lucille Ball.
True.
Yeah.
Things like that, which is great. And I love things like that. Now, where I then, where I struggle a little bit is where I think the gag overtook any story. I think it was, we're going to do a holodeck episode, isn't that great? And that's what was written across the whiteboard, as opposed to, we're going to write a mystery, this is the mystery, and this is how we get there, that will feature on a holodeck. And I think the balance was off on that. So the gag of it being on the holodeck, which was fun, felt as the episode went on to be a little bit of too much of an elbow in the ribs, going, it's a holodeck. And remember, Chris, as you said, remember our man Bashir, because, it's our man Bashir. It is our man, and it is literally elementary Dear Data. Let's create a villain that can beat, and it's our man Bashir. Yeah. And again, don't mind reusing tropes, but, right, and then, So I did struggle with bits of that. I also felt the entire neutron star story, chuck at the bin. Didn't need it. Didn't need a real world kind of threat. The threat on the holodeck itself was enough, and that was compelling enough to watch that, to watch Amelia catch up to where maybe the rest of us got to a few scenes earlier. And, but lean on that. You know what I mean? Martin Quinn having the time of his life as Scotty, that was just every moment of him. I was just beaming, laughing. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I love his iteration of Scotty so far. But I think my biggest with this is, and Chris, I'm going to agree with you here. I didn't like are we calling it parody? Are we calling it pastiche? Are we calling it it was taking the piss.
Yeah,
And
that maybe a little bit of an insult. Quite
a little
frankly.
bit. I thought the opening scene was, if they had, I have the hindsight of, I have the benefit of hindsight because I would have done it this way. But let's say they were watching that as the characters on the holodeck. Opening scene, gas, perfect, leave it as is. I thought the closing scene, I'm going to be shot for this. I thought the closing scene, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was funny, and I would bin it, which means sadly, I would be binning a cameo I didn't want to bin, but I'd have to bin that cameo as well.
We're talking about the
I-
closing scene that they did over the closing credits.
The ones they did over the closing
Yeah,
credits, yeah. I thought that was, you stepped outside of joke here. I think you've misjudged what's funny, or what we will think is funny.
I think that's telling, because if you've noticed this week, before this episode drops, I've seen Paul Wesley on a couple of chat shows. CBS This Morning had him, where he is talking about how he purposely approached this, where he watched every episode of the original series, but decided not to do a William Shatner impersonation. He wants to approach it from an area of respect. He wants to approach it as his own character while using some of Shatner's things to inform him, but not to do Shatner. Like everybody
I think he
else
was
does
walking
Shatner.
it back a little bit.
And that's what I think. I think what happened is everybody was so well intended here, and they wanted it to be like this homage, pastiche, hilarious thing. And then when you see it on camera, you realize, wow, this is borderline, if not genuinely insulting to a lot of people who love the original series. And I get it. I get the bad. The bad set was great with the two levers. I love Ortegas's dumb Sally Hansen hair, except it was black. It wasn't blonde, but she looked like something out of Art Clokey Productions. That was terrific. And even, the costumes and like the weird things that they had on the wall that were just basically like scribbles and stuff. I mean, that to me all points to they're really trying to do something to evoke the original series without insulting us, but it's just too close and it is insulting. And Paul Wesley, he just took it this side over the line, in my opinion. Now, it fits in with the holodeck stuff because he's supposed to be a self-aggrandizing jerk as part of the mystery. And if we're going to go into the holodeck discussion, I don't know if it bothers me. Refresh my memory. Was there not an episode of the animated series that had a holodeck or some kind of
Yes,
hollow,
the recreation
hollow
room,
room?
recreation room.
Yeah.
I think they called it the rec room.
It
but I
was
assumed it
recreation.
recreation room, right?
Yeah,
With the
I should have
snow.
rewatched. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it
So
does
technically-
have some precedence in the original
Yes.
series. I think we all consider, anyway. I don't want to speak for Sean. I know you do, Albie. Consider TAS canon. So
Yeah.
Yes.
why not? Why not? And I've even read in some of the Star Trek novels where they have like different sort of hollow environments. The TOS novels. So I can buy that. What I don't like is the fact that this is kind of like the problem that we had in Disco when all of the communications were holographic 3D representations. And they had to make a point of Pike saying, rip it out. It will never, ever, ever be on our Enterprise. So don't you worry about that at home. We're not breaking canon. It's fine. So it's this to me is sort of, again, breaking canon. There was obviously great success with the holodeck as something that would maybe relieve stress on missions that go more than 5 years, that are further away from Earth. We have the makings of something here, and Pike is just like, nah, no, not going to do it because honestly we can't. Otherwise, it would have been ever present. So
I don't mind the hand wavy because obviously, like you said, Sean, their holodeck episode. That's what they're making, and then they got to figure out how we can fit it in without making the serious fans very angry. Because I love Star Trek. Give me more Star Trek, and if it's campy, it's funny. It's I'll take it. And I don't mind the a couple lines here and a couple lines there to make it work. What is it? The Last Frontier. I'm just picturing Frakes directing it, and he's having a blast. He doesn't have to direct now. He's just doing it because he loves it. I just picture him going bigger, more, bigger, and just shouting like he was at the end when they're doing the things and stuff. So I think they're just having fun, and that's one of the things I love about Strange New Worlds is mostly they're just having fun, and I'm having fun watching them having fun. Because we've already had 900 episodes that weren't, as fun as having fun. So if they're self-referential and making fun of themselves, and he was definitely doing a Shatner impression. But the funny thing about that, I don't know if you've seen the video, but Shatner doesn't see himself in those impressions ever. So I can see where, like, in the edit, they thought, well, maybe it's a little on the nose, a little mean, so we should send him out to walk it back. But he's obviously doing Shatner, especially he's got the face and the lighting and the pause. It was just, I loved it. And the Riker maneuver at the end sent it over the top.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. I just don't remember Bill mewing at the camera, like, because he was doing a lot of, with that. And Shatner never really did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he did, but we didn't get it in the episode.
Actually, maybe all of this has just sprung up from some things that happened on set that were never filmed, but it's just come up in so many stories, probably from Takei, throughout the years. But it is, it's funny. I agree, because funny, he's got the look down, and there's a certain way that Shatner holds himself, which I think is true, and I think you can do that without doing, impressions. And I think Paul Wesley does a good stance without doing sort of parody or impression, where he's very much his own Kirk, which I think Chris Pine did similar as well. You could see the Shatnerisms in there, but he was very much his own Kirk. And I liked it. I've liked him. I didn't like his Maxwell Saint, but we weren't meant to.
Yeah.
So that's also fine.
Again, that helps mitigate it a little bit for me. So, and I have to say, I mean, one of the things that I like about episodes like this is you take everybody that you know, who you love, who you're familiar with, and then completely cast them in different roles, different looks, different sensibilities. And I always enjoy a story approach like that. And I can say I did here as well. I just, like, to your point, Sean, I wish that they had made the holodeck part of it mean anything. Because quite frankly, I was too busy looking at the fashions and the camp. And I honestly did not know or care where the holodeck story was going, because I knew that they were going to have the safety protocols were going to be taken off. They weren't going to be able to find the exit. She would have to solve the mystery in order for the thing to shut down, even though Scotty has literal plugs in the wall that he can just unplug. But okay, I guess what's this, like Superman 3? It's going to just grab him and incorporate him into the holo program, I guess. But so it's because we have seen so much of this before that it was just perfunctory almost. It was just like, okay, we have to get through this part of the episode because that's how you do a Star Trek holodeck episode.
Bits of that. Yeah, there were bits of that. And I think it must be, obviously with a prequel, but it must be hard now, after 900 episodes of Star Trek and everything we've seen, to come up with a new holodeck episode that really works. I am so much a fan of some, like, in theory, bad holodeck episodes. I will defend Fairhaven and Spirit Folk. I will do that. As an Irishman, I will defend them. You know what I mean?
Love them. Me and my daughter's favorite episodes, probably.
Oh,
along with someone to watch over me. Yeah.
Oh, that is fun. I like that. Yeah, Voyager. I like a lot of their holodeck episodes, I have to say, because they kind of had to do them, didn't they? You had that idea, you could do it, and I think, I do think I agree. This leaned too much on what we've seen before, which is, but I to be fair, you're sort of hamstrung, aren't you? It's like, well, we can't make it too advanced because the holodeck we saw in The Next Generation was said to be a complete redesign upgrade. So, okay, the black and the yellow aside for a second, you could say, right, well, they'll fix a bunch of bugs, so things have to go wrong. Great, cool, absolutely fine. Things did kind of go wrong. Did they go wrong? Or did it just take too much power from the ship?
Well, did they have safety protocols? I mean, did they know that a holographic bullet could kill in this scenario? Or is it all theory?
La'an seemed to know.
And then all of a sudden La'an is bleeding. And I think they made a nod to safety protocols. So
it's amazing that the first time they ever used the holodeck, the safety protocols break, and every subsequent
100%.
holodeck episode.
don't use this technology.
Yeah.
Like even Spirit Folk, doesn't it? He shoots the thing, the safety protocols go offline because we got that great line from Banana Torres, like, kind of in all friends, Michael Sullivan can be reprogrammed, Tom can't. I'm like, oh, I like that. It's good. I think as well, and not to write this episode off or anything, but the fact we've spent our episode about this episode talking about other holodeck episodes is also, to me, a bit of a sign of it was a good idea. And I'm not saying it was terrible. It was not terrible. I don't think it stands on its own.
And does it have to? That's a funny question. We sometimes ask that. Does it need to stand on its own? Is there a point in which a series, especially a series like Star Trek, can just rest on its laurels and give something to the fans that you don't have to have as an entry point for a series? Because every episode will be somebody's first episode. This very well might get more views than most episodes would because it's so different, because it's so camp. But that being said, I mean, we do get dropped into a bunch of, we're very much in the middle of a lot of character stuff here. So I think the non-holodeck stuff is the stuff that I like the best, but that a casual viewer is going to be like, what's going on? Hopefully it's intriguing enough to them to maybe take a look at the series in a more, broad sense. So.
And if that happens, I will never say a bad word about this episode. Genuinely, I mean that, because bringing new people into Star Trek is just the best feeling in the world.
And also maybe makes it safe for them to come. And bringing people into Star Trek who might normally make fun of it. Look, we're making fun of it too, but you enjoyed it, didn't you? Why don't you stick around next week? I don't know.
Right. Just the visuals might catch people's interest and make them decide to click on it. Even the thumbnail, who knows what Paramount will pick. But I see it partially as like trying to get back some casual fans, because they do say holodeck, which they don't need to say. They could say recreation room, but they want people to go, oh, a holodeck. Okay. And that's why they had the black and yellow when they could have had like gray and white or something silly original series with some red spray paint.
And yeah, I was thinking, like, why not make a less souped up version of the holodeck? Make it a little bit thinner, make it like they're more incorporeal. That would take a lot of special effects, but then where's the fun in that? Watching a whole bunch of glitchy holograms, right?
Because Spock, she had to not know Spock was a hologram. Because like I got the goggles and I know they're not real. Like I can trick my brain, but they can't fool me for real.
True confession time? True confession
Yes.
time? I didn't realize Spock was a hologram. It fooled me.
Really?
Because I manifestly just did not care. So to me, I just took it at face value. Oh, we're getting Spock in because they did set up the fact that he would be coming in or could be coming in. Like he was somehow involved in this.
Really?
Beyond the tango. Yeah, really. So
for me, it was glaringly obvious the whole time. I think once Message in a Bottle got me, after that, I was like on my, in my brain with different levels and charts. Okay, who's walked into the holodeck? Who was already in the holodeck? Did we see them leave? Did they ask this? Did they talk to the computer and stuff like that?
I actually just watched it the other week. Ship in a Bottle, season 6,
Ship in a
Next
Bottle,
Gen.
thank you.
It's actually really, it's really good. It really holds up. Yeah, it was good fun, that one.
Yeah, but it's all about Inception of the holodeck, kind of.
Yeah. 100. That's great. Actually, that's a great description. You're dead right. Inception in the holodeck. Yeah.
Yeah. So once, like as I was watching it, Spock's already in the holodeck. I was like, okay, so he's a hologram. That was my first thought. I wish I wasn't right. And also, they gave it away a little bit because when Scotty's showing La'an the list of the people that they're going to use from the transporter patterns, Spock is right on the list. So that's a giveaway as well. I don't know. Maybe I was trying to figure out the mystery too much.
But that's also a way of getting our main cast in as NPCs. So it just, it's for reasons, which I guess are good reasons.
For many science reasons.
So does that mean that anybody who is in a holo program, if you have NPCs that you interact with, much like you would like in a video game or something, are they just swipes from transporter logs Federation wide, or is the computer making faces that are manifestly different from any living person to avoid any kind of ethical dilemma? Because it's often been said, and they kind of make fun of it in Lower Decks, we have holodeck cleaning duty. Riker has his special minuet holodeck. Do you get to a point where, because it's as real as the real thing, do you need to have some kind of protocol, some kind of rule that you can't replicate an actual person, Geordie, and do whatever it is you might want to do? I don't know. I mean, this goes deep, and this is like every holodeck episode, but the fact that he specifically says we're taking it directly from the transporter biosignatures, then it's, to me, that's where it becomes a little bit problematic. It's just like, because we have no choice here, but do they rectify that? I know that I think it was Kira that gave Quark the business for replicating her in his holodeck, but I can't see Ferengi having any rules governing anything. So I can see Ferengi doing it just fine, you know?
Also, I love that. Actually, I'm going to phrase it carefully. I do not love that episode. Meridian, sorry, not a great episode of DS9, but it did give us Jeffrey Combs.
That was his first appearance.
I love Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, as Tyron, the alien with the kind of hexagonal stuff going on his face. He's the one trying to buy the Kira hologram.
Oh, that's funny. I really have to go back and watch that. I had no idea. I always thought if he was going to come in, I'm trying to think, was he Weyoun first or Brunt first? I guess he was.
Yeah, was he Brunt first? He might have been, or was he Brunt second?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean,
gotta look it up.
Either way, yeah, he is the who's the one that always shows up? He had a great Admiral Forrest in Enterprise. He's done a gazillion.
Vaughn Armstrong.
Oh, Vaughn Armstrong.
Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah. So I mean, Vaughn and Jeffrey should have like a battle royale, complete with the fight music from Amok Time. That would be terrible.
Or have them do a two-hander.
So yeah, I mean, explain to the Americans out there, not me specifically, but to the Americans out there who might be watching who don't know what a two-hander is. Not me.
Okay. So to the other people, yeah. So where they're the only two actors in the episode. Now, generally, it would just be the two of them, kitchen sink, just having a chat. But because it's them, you could have 70 characters in this episode, but they are the only two actors in the episode. I would watch the hell out of that.
That is pretty funny.
Is it like voice acting? Do they get paid for each character? I don't know. That would be great.
Oh, well, because in this wonderful, wonderful creation, unlimited budget, yeah, they get full rate for every actor or every role they play in the episode. Because I want to sweeten the deal here, don't I? So yeah, but yeah, we'll have Agamus as well. We'll have the animated ones in there, no problem at all. Every version of a Ferengi Jeffrey Combs played.
We can get zombie Weyouns, right? There are like 9 Weyouns that are dead, so they can come back as fungus zombies.
100%. I love it, and his weird kind of P.T. Barnum when he played on Voyager as well. Pink.
And Shran.
Pink, the Suncat.
Yeah.
Shran is what I mean. I mean, Shran's the hero. We love Shran.
Full disclosure, I would use the holodeck 98% of the time the same reason Riker uses the holodeck.
To
play jazz.
Yeah, play jazz. Exactly. To play jazz mediocrely.
Exactly. And watch women play harp music.
That was in his quarters. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Or was it in his quarters in the holodeck?
Could be. Why isn't the whole ship a holodeck? That's one thing that struck me about this episode. I mean, the holodeck is essentially the TARDIS, but this Enterprise is the freaking TARDIS. I mean, it is so, every room is so huge. It's just ridiculous. Spock's quarters. I thought Pike's quarters were big. We get to Spock's quarters, they can do a full tango. I mean, Beverly and Data could have tap danced their way through and still they would have had room.
Do you know what the gag is, though, right? You're right. Every one of those rooms is enormous, but there are only 8 rooms on the Enterprise.
Oh, okay. And it's a good thing that we only have 8 in the ensemble. So
for the 203 crew members.
I feel like Ortegas and Uhura are bunkmates. They have to share, but that's it.
That would make sense. Yeah,
because they needed a huge ready room.
Yeah, Uhura has 2 roommates.
Somehow off the bridge. So I don't know. It's just funny to me because I think maybe the juxtaposition hit me because of the send up that they were doing of the original series and the aesthetics and just those sets. They're much more contained. And these sets are just and they're beautiful because hey, you have people,
gorgeous.
You got 16:9, you got 1080 at least now, you got 4K, so you have
4K,
to have
they're mastering them in.
You have to have something that fills that screen. But yeah, I still miss.
You know what's funny about 4K? Actually, we were chatting with it was Doug Drexler, and he was talking about the difference between when they were doing it back on the next gen, and when he was working on Picard and things like that. Because we were talking about, I think the context was they had put the refit NX-01 model on young Picard's desk, therefore making it canon. And he said, yeah, but that was a serious conversation had, because everything is 4K and you can't just put something in the back of a scene anymore because everything is so HD, and people like us will screenshot and we will zoom in. He says, the next generation, the amount of jokes that are written on the background and on all of the sure, until the remaster, all of the Doctor Who's where, someone's family line, you had everyone up to it, including Colin Baker, at that point where, you had a very interesting family line, because Alderaan was one of the planets, up until the remaster, when okay, people are going to start seeing these in HD now. So when you have Strange New Worlds, everything is so gorgeous and everything, we really want to show it off because everything has been meticulously chosen to be in this scene.
I think it's funny, though, that they can do that, or that maybe if they still do that. I have the Star Trek maps behind me, and if you open them up, like Barsoom is on there as one of the planets that's in the Alpha Quadrant, and I think Tatooine or Alderaan. I think a couple of Star Wars planets are on those too. I'm not really sure, but I haven't looked at them in quite a while. They might predate Star Wars, actually, but
I think one of my favorite ones was the little rubber ducky on the Enterprise D, on the Kudagram on the wall. I think, right?
Yes,
the rubber ducky. Yes, the little ones. Okay. We got a lot more to talk about, and I can't wait to talk about more with Seán, and we got some feedback coming up, and we got all kinds of things coming up. We got episode crushes, we got Trek and Tells, and all that will be after the break. We'll be right back. And we're back! Welcome back to Treksploration. We're talking about Season 3, Episode 4 of Strange New Worlds, A Space Adventure Hour. It was Spock in the study with the dagger. It's always Spock, isn't it? You know who was catching on? Maxwell? What was it? Maxwell Saint. He knew who did it right from the beginning. Chris, you said that you didn't know it was Spock. Were you following along with the mystery, or were you just not trying to figure it out? Or
I didn't care to figure it out. I was following along with it just fine. I kind of liked some of the beats in it. I liked Anson's hair. I love his Mike Brady perm. So that was always that was a plus.
He was talking really weird, like some writers do, I guess. He was based on somebody.
To Sean's point, Celia looked amazing. Babs was out of this world. I mean, he looked like something out of an episode of the Monkees. I loved him. I mean, there's a lot to like. There was a lot to look at, but again, as I mentioned before the break, at the end of the day, it was a de rigueur holodeck episode, and the mystery didn't really make a difference. So I wasn't invested in it, but I was enjoying the funny things that I was seeing.
So no thoughts along the way of who it might have been?
I think it was Spock, but Hollow Spock. But what if Hollow Spock programmed, or non-Hollow Spock programmed Hollow Spock? Because he was instrumental in helping install the tech that they were going to test. So maybe he put an Easter egg in there for her, because maybe he's a Vulcan. He's got logic. He is falling for La'an. La'an is sort of falling for him. He's seeing that long game, and he's like, let me get a less trustworthy version of myself into this program so that she realizes what a great guy I am. So maybe it was Spock all along. Just like puppet master behind
in the bathroom, next to the candlesticks.
Right, exactly. Just like a game of somebody.
Seán,
Opened
the
that
mystery.
little
Was it a
envelope.
mystery?
I mean, I'm a bit like yourself, Chris. I was enjoying the watch along. I wasn't overly going, oh, who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? I did think for a moment it might have been TK Bellows. I did think it might have been him. And I think, obviously, I mean, and well done episode was obviously setting it up that we would think it was him. Who, I mean, Bellows, Roddenberry, or at least shades of.
I was trying to figure that out too, and especially with the with the thinly veiled Lucille Ball, I figured Pike had to be the Roddenberry stand-in, but it was, Again, getting a little self-referential, a little too Great Bird, when Uhura is like talking about how great this show can be if it gets another season, because it can inspire anybody and it could do anything. And it's just like, yeah, we know you're talking about Star Trek. Did we need that?
Were they talking
I
to the new
think,
owners of Paramount and CBS? Right there.
Good, yeah, it's a good question.
yeah.
Chris, I think you and I had a very similar time watching this episode because I did think that speech went a little bit too. I mean, there's on the nose and there's grabbing you by the face and going, "Did you get it?
Yeah, right.
Did you get what we were talking about?"
Look at me.
I got. Yeah.
The only thing Joni Gloss didn't do is look straight into the camera while saying it.
Right. And do you know what? Actually, it's funny. There is a bit of this, and you alluded to it there with Spock, trying to maybe organize it that maybe she'll fall for me. Can we stop playing the Who's Spock with this week game?
Oh,
and can we stop quickly?
I wanted to get into that aspect of the episode, the non-holodeck aspects of the episode.
I respect that, and I've listened to it. I think because we had the whole big thing with Chapel, and I do not hate that at all. I like a lot of what they did with it, and there was, but I think Wedding Bell Blues was sort of a good right. We're finished with that, but we didn't then need to immediately pair Spock up. Because we don't need to. We don't need to make it who's the romantic tryst of the week. And for a couple of reasons. One is I just don't think we need to have the romantic tryst of the week. And the other one is that it's really making it awkward how much he wasn't telling Khan when he met him in Space Seed.
So true.
I might call your great granddaughter.
Yeah, I was thinking, all right, he's already had a failed affair with Chapel. Obviously, this thing with La'an isn't going anywhere. The reason, and T'Pring is gone, the reason why he is so stoic and aloof on the Enterprise when we see him in TOS is because he's dated every woman on the ship and it's ended badly. So
he's terrified.
He's got no one left.
My thoughts. This is what I'm thinking. It's not, for me, it's not romance of the week, tryst of the week. I see it differently. I'm going deeper with this. I'm seeing Spock that's hurt by losing Chapel. I'm seeing La'an, who's lost and hurt and still dealing with trauma and her new life, not having to fear the Gorn every moment of her life because she beat the Gorn. And they're two people that are hurting and they found each other and they're mistaking their need to feel something for a relationship with each other. And I just saw it as like an amazing writing. Maybe I don't know when they thought this that they were getting to this, if they knew ahead of time, but it seems like the two people that are hurting are converging and helping each other with this relationship that obviously won't last because we know the future. But for me, it's that relationship that it's not going to work out. This isn't the forever person you're going to be with. But while you're in that relationship, it's damn hot and you can't stop. And that's what I felt.
Yeah, that is a completely valid reading of that.
Albie, you have been alluding to the fact throughout, since I think Wedding Bell Blues, that you've seen some kind of spark between La'an and Spock. And I haven't. This sort of came a little bit out of left field. I saw it more, I guess, with this episode when they were dancing. And I said, oh, maybe it is going where Albie said. I didn't watch the episodes beforehand. You know me, I watch the episodes one at a time. I watch one, we do a show. I watch the other. I know that you binged them the second we got them. Do you think that you were seeing stuff in anticipation of stuff that you already knew was going to happen, coloring the way that you saw these scenes playing out? Not to say that's not valid, but since you knew that it was headed in this direction, I think maybe you saw a different interaction than I did. Because this caught me a little bit by surprise. I'm going to be honest with you, even though you have been alluding to it, not in a spoilery way, but
that night that I watched him, because I did mainline him the first night I got him, of course, because I'm addicted. I think it has to do with being friend zoned so many times in my life and just not feeling good enough and not being good enough for people and people loving me and love hanging out with me. They just don't want to be in love with me. And I saw that in La'an when Spock said the word friend, and I was like instant friend zone, and I saw her hurt. And then in Wedding Bell Blues, at the end, when she's thinking to herself, for some reason, Christina Chong I think she's, you know, she's thinking the things she's supposed to be thinking as the character. She's not just saying her lines. And the windows, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And I was kind of like reading what she was thinking. I don't know. There was some kind of weird connection there that I was understanding what she was doing. And she was just like, I got nothing to lose. You know, I'm gonna go after the man I want, and that happens to be Spock at the time, and that's why she asked him to dance. So that's what I read into it. Maybe I'm a little bit too involved in these stories. I don't know.
No, listen, your life experience, as all of us have our own life experiences, primes you to see certain things in a certain way. So, again, perfectly valid. I was just wondering, just as a matter of practicality. That's why I like to watch a show, do a show, watch a show, do a show. That's why I don't.
I saw the clues and breadcrumbs they were leaving, and of course, I'm watching these episodes multiple times too. So,
yeah, that's true.
So I can expand on my feelings and thoughts after I've seen them all. But I had that feeling going through that night.
So Albie is pro La'an Spock. Sean is just like, let's get over any kind of tryst of the week. Why do we need it? I have to say, I mean, if we're going to throw characters together, I've never really warmed to La'an. And I find that these scenes with Christina and Ethan have made me like her character so much more. And again, it's probably like you say, Albie, she's past all of that Gorn stuff. She's finding out who she was, who she can be. And it's giving her a whole new range, a whole new dynamic to work with within the character. She's not just like scowling and marching any longer. And she's a hell of a dancer. So they both are great dancers.
Oh, yeah.
So those tango scenes, I love them anyway, because it's just,
so
it's just a visual feast.
Yes.
So I don't mind it. Is if it stays entertaining, as long as it doesn't go into, like Ross and Rachel bullshit levels, I'm happy.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah, I know you do. So, I mean, but that was some of the stuff here. Like I said, there's stuff to like that I was able to latch on despite the cliched holodeck mini story in the middle. That, and I liked when Scotty and Una had their discussion at the end of the episode where she was just like, why didn't you call us for help? You knew what was going on, and he was talking about what happened on, what was it, the Sundowner or the Star? Anyway, the ship that the Gorn destroyed, and him saying, we were going to look into it, we never got the chance. So if I see something, I have to take care of it myself. And she's like, no, you're part of a team here. So I don't know. It does, knowing what we know of Scotty, does he ever take that lesson to heart? Because he still is just kind of like a lone miracle worker when we see him in the original series, and even more so in the movies, because he seems to be the only one who knows how to fix the Enterprise. Like, everybody's going on shore leave but you, Mr. Scott. We have to give the Enterprise the shakedown, or the Excelsior, or whichever. You're the only engineer in the fleet that can do any of this. So I don't know. I think that's interesting.
He's built so many viruses into the ship that only he knows how to work them. And that's it. Like, he is a miracle worker, but he's also the source of the problem.
Right. That's true. That's true.
He's the antivirus making the viruses. I got you.
I don't know. The whole thing with make a mystery that only I can solve, or that will even vex me. It reminded me of the George Carlin line of, hey, Father, if God is so all-powerful, can he make a rock that even he can't lift? And it's just like, I can't do it like George Carlin would, but that's what it's always like. This computer is like so smart. Why do they need anybody on the ship if the computer can just create any environment? And I don't know. It gets into a lot of philosophical questions that I have about the Enterprise computer, because if they're in the holodeck, they're basically interacting with the Enterprise. So what does that say about?
A separate one they installed on it?
Well, because it was taking all the juice, juices out of ship systems. So
it's plugged into the ship, but it might be extra. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But don't they even discuss that in Next Gen? Eventually, the Enterprise does become sentient in some way. Yeah. And it's all holodeck stuff. They're on a train or something.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I've seen that episode once.
Yeah, that's the one with the Android phone in it, right?
So that one is the one with the dream. The cellular peptides is Data's dreaming. Emergence, because it's that cool design. Yes. And they make the jigsaw of it. as
Oh
well.
yeah, that's so cool.
New Vertiform City. That's where they're all going. They're all going to New Vertiform City on the train. Why do I know these things?
Because you are the
It's your
expert.
job
Trek
and your
culture. It's like right
Yes,
there in the job
Trek
description.
culture. Yep. You're the one man that can do that job. So. All right.
Yeah, I'm delighted.
Before we go into final thoughts and ratings, let's see. We do some silly things here, Sean. We'll start with you. Your episode crush. Did you have one?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Scotty, when he's in the program, when he has to talk to La'an and you know, see he plays the stagehand. And I love the t-shirt. He's got the swept to the side hair and everything. He comes around and puts the light up to his face and everything. I thought, brilliant. Martin Quinn, you look fantastic, and I love the scene. Awesome.
Chris, crush.
My standby, Celia, especially with the long hair and that 60s look, that sort of that whole mid-century modern thing that she had going on. That dawning of the age of Aquarius look really works on her. As does good. Most every other look. So
it was a little Mrs. Roper for me, but other than that, I liked it.
If only she were my landlord. That's all I'm saying. How about you, Albie? What was your episode crush?
My crush has got to be smoldering, sexy La'an in this episode, dancing La'an. I can't think of another moment in all of Star Trek that was that sexy and that hot for those short moments. It's difficult for me to find those in my memory. I mean, there was some hot moments between Beverly and Picard, you know, but I think that wasn't even really Picard. That was an alien imitating Picard. But I can't think of sexier moments than were in this episode, those two moments where they were almost kissing and then they did, and the dancing and the tension. So it's going to be La'an for me for my crush.
All right. And maybe Ethan, too, is an honorable mention.
Yeah, he's in there, too. I guess you can't do it all by yourself. It takes two to tango, as they say, right? All right. Sean, favorite part of the episode?
Favorite part? I mean, I really liked every bit Martin Quinn was in. Really liked all of that. I liked some of the earlier stuff on the holodeck where everyone's kind of a bit, it's more like we're playing the game and she's doing the Amelia Moon accent. Really enjoyed that. Favorite bit. No, I'm going to say, do you know what it is? It's Scotty goes to speak hypotheticals with Uhura. That's my favorite bit of the episode. You know it was all hypothetical? Yes, I got that immediately, yes.
That was funny. Chris, favorite part of the episode?
Well, Sean already mentioned it, but it was the failed Riker maneuver. That was fantastic. So, Sean, I actually had a question for you. When you had mentioned earlier of a cameo that you would have had to take out if you went to that extreme, did you mean the audio cameo from John?
Yeah, and because I don't want to lose that, because I don't want to lose Frakes appearing in Strange New Worlds, because this now means he's now in another Star Trek, differently, but in another Star Trek.
It counts.
It does.
Yep.
He's there in the background. Yep. You can hear him. And also, I love the fact that that stagehand in that scene is so clearly designed to look like Frakes.
I see. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Which, because he's the only other character that you see on screen. Because you've got Kira playing the alien, and then of course you've got Paul, Jess, and you've got Melissa as well, and then the stagehand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, I'll have to take a look at that. Who played the alien?
So Kira Galoyan, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She played the Adosian in Wedding Bell Blues.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's
cool.
They're drawing from all. That's great. I was wondering. I couldn't figure out who was behind that makeup with the eyes.
It was great though. It was great because it had to be crappier than the original crappiness to make it obviously a TV show because it's levels down. What I liked about the bloopers, quick aside, is that it was a way to have Star Trek bloopers in it because it was, how many levels down was it? Because it's a TV show inside a holodeck adventure, but it's the making of the TV show inside the holodeck adventure inside the Star Trek episode itself. So I don't even know how many layers that is.
And you thought that the other one was holodeck Inception.
Yeah. So this might be.
Somewhere Hans Zimmer is playing a horn very loudly.
I love the TOS music in it. In the Last Frontier, that was pretty cool. Music cues, sound effects.
Yes.
All right. I guess we're going to my favorite part of the episode. My favorite part would be the dancing and the romance in this episode.
And
a little bit of the friend.
Anybody who knows you knows what a shocker that is. Shocker.
I love love. I'm sorry. That's why I don't have it, because I love it.
Oh, my friend.
All right. Do we have some trivia questions for Sean before we let him go?
We got you for 3 questions,
Thank
Sean.
you.
Are you ready?
We got you for 3 questions, Sean.
We do this.
And if you don't answer them, I think there's something wrong with the universe. But just in case you don't answer them, I'll try.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, I'm excited.
First one.
Excited. Okay.
What is the full name of Kirk's nemesis, Mudd?
Harcourt Fenton Mudd.
Harcourt Fenton Mudd.
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding. That's one right. 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3.
In the motion picture, The Final Frontier, why is Captain Kirk familiar with the strategies of the Klingon General Koord? Koord.
It was required reading at the Academy.
I'm sorry that you know The Final Frontier. It's to that degree, but ding, ding, ding.
I will defend that movie. If anyone gets a chance, please read Shatner's movie memories, where he talks about making.
I wrote.
Isn't it so fascinating?
Yes, it's so good. Star Trek Memories and Star Trek Movie Memories. I read them both. They're great. And Get a Life. They're a good trilogy reading.
All right. I mean,
okay. We have you for 3 questions. You answered 2 correctly. You got 1 more left. Play along at home and comment down below with your answers and your score.
All right. Here we go. Last one. Let's see if we can make it a trifecta. What is the significance of the Next Generation episode Legacy in Star Trek history?
Well, we spend time on Turkana 4, which was, of course, retroactively introduced in Star Trek Section 31, which is where Jamie Lee Curtis's Control sent the new Section 31 team, and something about Ishara Yar as well.
I'm sorry, I think you got it.
Ishara Yar.
You got it wrong. I mean, that's a right answer, obviously, but that's not what they were going for. They were talking about
Was it the fact that it was a failed Federation colony?
The significance episode Legacy in Star Trek history, not in universe history. It's saying it was the 80th the Next Generation episode. There were only 79 episodes of the original Star Trek.
That is, I did not know that.
So
I did not know that.
I'm going to say Sean's right, though, and the card's wrong.
I get, Sean, the answer you gave was obviously right on many, many levels. So we're going to allow it. We'll allow it.
Got all 3 right. 3 out of 3.
No, do you know? Actually, I thank you, but I'm going to commit to being wrong, because I love the idea that an episode called Legacy is the 80th episode of the spin-off series.
Might that have been?
Is that counting Encounter of Farpoint as 2?
I don't ask. Seen it. I didn't.
Oh, we haven't the time, Albie. We haven't the time.
We have a little thing here. We do. It's called Trek and Tell. Sean, do you have a Trek and Tell? I know you're on vacation.
I have. If you'll indulge me, I have 2.
Right.
I'm traveling, and yet I have 2. I have something old and I have something new.
All right,
if you don't mind.
Sure.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Something old is that I have. Well, funny you should mention something blue. I have had this notepad for 15 years.
Oh wow!
And this is my Spock puppy notepad.
I love it.
And that has travelled with me many, many places. So that's my something old, but my something new, which I got when I arrived here for the first time, is my Buddha Spock.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! Is that 3D printed?
I believe it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
Wow, that is nice.
Don't sue me.
Need it.
So yeah,
I don't have it. I need it.
My very zen Spock. This is brand
really
new.
Cool.
So yes. So yeah.
Movie.
That is so cool. So cool. All right. Now we're getting towards the end. We're going to do final thoughts and ratings, where we say our final thoughts and we rate the episode with silly objects from the episode out of 5. But you can go as high as 10 if you're ridiculous like me. All right. I think we'll start with Sean.
Okay, so I'm going to give it 3 alien arms out of 5. By no means was this. I don't want people thinking I hated the episode. I certainly didn't. I don't think the sum total of the episode worked, and I thought there was lots of bits in it that I really enjoyed.
All right. I will go next. Final thoughts on the episode. I agree with you. It was a little disappointing. I was expecting more, and especially with Frakes, I was expecting a 10 out of 10. The lack of mystery bumped me, and a little bit of the hand waviness bumped me, and the obvious. I'm gonna have to say it's like a blatant oversight that both Ethan Peck was acting so different than he normally does as Spock, to where it was so obvious, and then Frakes letting him or directing him to act so differently than the Spock we know, because the Spock we know is not a Vulcan, Kulinar Spock that we see in the original series going forward after the first episode or so, but he's more human. He's got emotion, and he shows it, especially around La'an. So it was night and day difference for me. So that kind of bumped me. So that knocked it down a little bit. But it's the fun episode of the season, and they had fun, and I like them having fun. So I'd say it was my favorite so far out of the 5 that I've seen. And I'm going to give it 8 melancholies. Chris.
Melancholies. Wow. Unfortunately, this one suffers from the same thing that Wedding Bell Blues suffered from, in the sense that it's the second time in one season, in the space of 3 episodes, these being 2 of them, Wedding Bell Blues and this one, where we see Strange New Worlds do something that's already been done on Star Trek, but poorly. And I would say this one is better than Wedding Bell Blues, because I didn't dig the whole Q, Trelane, is Trelane a Q? And they're basically cementing that now in all of the press that's come out since. But if we're going to have these 10 episode seasons, I don't want to see a rehash of something that's been done better on Trek before. I want to see Strange New Worlds strike out into its own Strange New Worlds and to do things its way. And yeah, it's fun to see all of the characters and all the ensemble play against their characters, play against their type. But at the end of the day, stop with the self-referential nonsense. I'm just getting a little bit tired of Star Trek beating us over the head with the fact that it's Star Trek. We get it. That's why we're here. We don't need you to pander to us in that way, even though I like some pandering, but I just do it in, I would say, in a more original way. Don't just give us the hits or rehashed, or like this is basically the Muzak version of things we've seen before. And for that, it really bumps me. That being said, I liked some of the Scotty character stuff. I liked the Spock and La'an character stuff. I enjoyed the performances, even the Neutron Star stuff, even though it's kind of a throwaway. It's fun. So you get to see some nice ship shots. So all that being said, I'm still going to only give this one 2. We'll give it 2 failed Riker maneuvers out of 5.
Sean, can you give us a hint at just one little nugget of something that might be in cetacean observations this coming week?
Ooh. I spent a lot of time on Google Maps for one scene in this episode.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. That's something that we can all try to now
intrigued.
reverse engineer.
Yes. For the few people watching us that don't know where to find you, could you let everybody know where to find you, Sean?
I'm easy to find. I'm Trek Culture on all of the socials except Instagram. We're Trek Culture YT because we just wanted to be rebels. And I am at Seán Ferrick on all of the socials as well. So, or just if you quietly walk through a room and say the words Star Trek, I generally pop out of the shadows.
It's a really neat trick. He's not lying. So
Not lying. All right. I have to say I'm really enjoying the new. Is it What the Hell just happened?
Thank you so much. Because just doing it for this season so far, see how it goes, and we're having a ball because it's fun as well. As much as I love the ups and downs, sometimes you're on your own. You know, sometimes it's lovely doing a conversation like this, and the What the Hell ones are like this as well. So yeah, thank you for saying that. We're having fun doing it.
It's fun, the interaction between you and Ellie and Tom.
And I just want to thank you as well. I mean, there are so many Star Trek shows out there, and so many try to get views by being a negative voice. I feel like we on Treksploration share the same ideal that you have over there. It's like you can take swipes at things, you can point out where things might fail, but always in a sense of a broader discussion, a more positive discussion. Otherwise, why are we doing this? So I just want to thank you for being a cornerstone of that part of Trek fandom and for helping keep genuine discussion fandom alive without pandering or being completely the other way negative. It's just it's always fun to watch you guys because I know that I'm going to get a genuine reaction, not just palaver and not just negativity. So it's aces. That's me saying aces.
Oh, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you. That is really touching. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you for man, just the legacy you've built over there at Trek Cultures. It's phenomenal. So hats off, sir.
Yes, and thank you for joining us. Next time, what are we talking about, Chris?
Next time, for those of us who want to join in, we will be doing Season 3, Episode 5, Through the Lens of Time. Ooh. We're at the mid-season already. Can you believe it? Episode 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, only 5 after this one.
Is there any released synopsis of that tiny little line about what it's about, or do we know?
I have no idea. I didn't look that far. I'm sorry, but we'll figure it out eventually. They don't even do.
We'll figure it out. It has something to do with time and a lens.
There's a lens, so someone might be looking through. It could be Trelane looking through his telescope in the original
maybe
series.
It's a retelling of the movie Paycheck.
Sure.
Lens of Time.
Anyway,
you never know. We might get Affleck in this episode.
So
that's worth checking out.
If any of you out there have any thoughts that you'd like to give us on this episode of Strange New Worlds or Star Trek in general, or just how much you think Sean is a great guy, you can do so
great guy
right here on the YouTube channel. Comment down below, youtube.com/@Treksploration. Also, hit us up on our Patreon site. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you can learn how to support our show. You can also send us anything you'd like to our P.O. Box. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. And you can also support the show with this QR code that Albie's going to pop up on the screen right now. I think that's a PayPal thing, right, Albie? So we want to hear from you. We want to know what you think. Keep us alive. Keep Trek alive. Keep on trekking with all of us. Join our crew.
Subscribe.
Trek Explorers. We couldn't do it without you. We do it for you, and we love doing it. We love having fun with fellow fans like Sean, and we'd love to hear from you. We have a bunch of feedback. I think we're going to hold that off till next episode, right, Albie? We can maybe even do like
something like that.
Feedback Palooza, because we've gotten a lot of thoughts from a lot of people about this first half of Strange New Worlds, especially the hair video. The hair video got a lot of hits. So if you haven't seen it, go watch. What's it? The Wig in the Room, I think we called it. So
yeah, the wig where it happened. Something like that.
So yeah.
All right.
Thank you one and all.
So join us next time for Through the Lens of Time. We have a very special guest joining us. I'm excited about. So you'll want to subscribe and hit the thumbs up, ring that bell for get notified when it drops. Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us. We really appreciate you joining our little show to talk about Star Trek.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking me. I will talk about Trek anytime. This has been a hoot.
Have a great time in Vegas, man.
Samesies.
Yeah.
Samesies. Yeah, Vegas is great. We got to do it. All right. So for Treksploration, I'm Albie.
I'm Chris.
I'm Sean for Trek Culture.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Oh, don't you know? Got the jaws on the bridge, it's sight to see. You a nippetin', got us so deep. Watch it all night, we're ready for a ride. Take it to the car, side by side. Feel the rhythm as we move to the beat. And we're World Podcast with KFB. Waves flow, we set the stage. This is Albie Williams from every age. Captain Charles, get ready to the cosmic tide. Get our militant look. tight, sweet ride.